Hello everyone and welcome to our quarterly series where we highlight key FDA decisions that investors should be aware of. In this video, we discuss 3 therapies with the potential to disrupt key markets that are all seeking approval in the second quarter of 2025. These include Clesrovimab for our SV prophylaxis in infants, Sebetralstat for the treatment of hereditary angioedema attacks, and Nipocalimab for the treatment of Myasthenia gravis. Let's start with Clesrovimab. This is an RSV monoclonal antibody being developed by Merck & Co. for the prevention of RSV in infants aged 0 to 1 year. The PDUFA date is June 10, 2025. And to put this in context, there are approximately 200,000 infants born each year in the US who are at risk of severe RSV infection. The most recent entrant in this space was AstraZeneca and Sanofi's Beyfortus or Nirsevimab, which gained approval in late 2022 in the pivotal trial. Clesrovimab demonstrated a 60.4% reduction in RSV-related lower respiratory infections compared to placebo. The protection afforded by Clesrovimab appears to be similar to that of Beyfortus, but with a slightly longer duration, which makes it potentially more convenient to administer. However, it will be important to see how insurers and hospital formularies decide to position these two prophylactic agents, which have similar clinical profiles. One potential advantage for 𝗕𝗜𝗢𝗦𝗡𝗦 is that Merck is already a key player in the pediatric vaccine space. So it is possible that they could leverage their existing infrastructure to gain initial traction. Moreover, as public health awareness around RSV prophylaxis increases, we think the market opportunity will expand to include additional patient populations. But ultimately, the success of any RSV prophylactic will depend on its adoption by the pediatric community, which remains uncertain. Our second candidate is Sebetralstat being developed by KalVista for the on-demand treatment of hereditary angioedema or HAE attacks. The PDUFA date is June 17, 2025. HAE is a rare genetic disorder causing swelling beneath the skin, which can be quite disfiguring and debilitating. While there are approved therapies available, all of them require prior authorization due to their high cost and inconvenient dosing regimens. Sebetralstat is an oral small molecule inhibitor of plasma kallikrein, which is the first of its kind for HAE. In the pivotal trial, Sebetralstat demonstrated a median symptom relief time of 1.61 hours versus 6.72 hours for placebo. This translates to an 80% reduction in time to resolution of acute HAE symptoms. Although this was a short study, the magnitude of the effect is impressive and suggests that KalVista's drug could offer an attractive alternative to existing therapies. Importantly, Sebetralstat will be the first oral on-demand therapy for HAE, which differentiates it from the 2 injectables and 1 wearable therapy that are currently available. As a result, we think KalVista's drug has the potential to carve out a strong position in this rare disease market, even if it faces challenges from generic competition. And finally, we'll discuss Nipocalimab being developed by Johnson & Johnson for the treatment of antibody-positive generalized MG. The PDUFA date is April 2025. MG is an autoimmune neuromuscular disease that can cause weakness in the skeletal muscles. Nipocalimab is an IVIG or intravenous immunoglobulin, which works by reducing harmful antibodies in the body. In the pivotal trial, Nipocalimab reduced IG levels by 75% from baseline at week 26, demonstrating the drug's strong immunomodulatory potential. While J&J's drug is not the first of its kind, we think it may still pose a threat to existing therapies such as VYVGART and Rystiggo. This is because VYVGART has been associated with an increased risk of cancer, particularly in patients with advanced disease. And Rystiggo has shown inconsistent efficacy across multiple pivotal trials. Additionally, J&J's commercial strength and experience in autoimmune disorders could help it to successfully penetrate this market. However, the extent of Nipocalimab's success will depend on its price, which is yet to be determined. In summary, these three therapies target high-value niches with strong unmet need. Investors should consider broad-scale exposure to Merck and Johnson & Johnson, as both companies have the infrastructure and resources to capitalize on these opportunities. Meanwhile, KalVista offers a high-risk, high-reward opportunity for those seeking exposure to a rare disease franchise. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next quarter.